Hi everyone. Today we're going to do the HST filter change, hydrostatic filter change on the L4060 Kubota. And this is part 3 of the 50-hour maintenance. So I initially had purchased both the hydraulic filter and the HST filter. One is a little bit bigger than the other one. And when I had gone in, they only sold me the, I can't tell you which one they sold me without looking back at the paperwork, but it only called for the, I believe it's the HST. And talking to the mechanic, he told me that there were 2 filters, so I went back in there and told him that, and we found the hydraulic filter in the book and went ahead and got it as well. Well, today before I'm doing this, I was reading a little bit more in the manual, and I'm understanding that they don't want you to replace the hydraulic filter at the 50-hour maintenance. The HST filter is required. The other one, they're not even telling you to do it. As a matter of fact, they actually tell you not to take it out during that change, because basically you're not going to drain the hydraulic fluid at this part of the maintenance. They're not making you drain that, which is a good thing, because it's not cheap and it holds a ton of oil. So all they're wanting you to do is replace that HST filter. They're side by side underneath of the tractor. I'll show them to you, but all they're telling you to do is take out the HST filter, put an oil pan under it in case you get a little bit of hydraulic fluid coming out, and then just lube back up the rubber O-ring and put the filter back on, and you're done. And it says specifically, do not take the hydraulic filter out or you will drain the hydraulic fluid. Basically, it's going to come pouring out because you haven't already drained all of the hydraulic fluid out of the system. So it makes sense. I had bought them both thinking that, well, I might as well replace them both, but now reading the manual and understanding it, unless I want to drain all of the hydraulic fluid out of the tractor, it's going to be just way too messy, and the filters are not in the easiest place to get to. So I would imagine that you're going to lose a ton of fluid trying to replace that hydraulic filter without draining the system first. So I'm not going to do that. I probably will double check with the mechanics at the Kubota dealership and just make sure they don't recommend that I do it, but they're the ones that told me not to go through the process of draining the fluid and everything right now, that it wasn't necessary. I think it calls for that at it's either 200 or 400 hours. Hang on here, I can tell you. The hydraulic oil filter is at 400, so that must be the when they want us to do the fluid change. It is, now that I remember looking back. But the HST filter specifically shows that they want it changed at 50 hours, and then you do that filter again at 200 and then again at 400 when you do the hydraulic filter and fluid change out. And just to give you an idea, the L4060 holds 11.4 gallons of hydraulic fluid. So that's why I don't really want to drain it if I don't have to. I don't remember what I paid for the Super UDT, but it wasn't extremely cheap, and at 11 gallons you're going to spend a fair amount of money. So like I said, I'm going to confirm with them that they don't want me to do that, but as of right now, I'm just going to change the HST filter, which is what they recommend in the owner's manual. So let me get set up under there, and I'll show you where that filter is, and I'll go ahead and get it taken off, and then we'll go from there. Okay, so let me show you the filter real quick. Looks like it's an HST A059900, and that is the HST oil filter. Now, I'm going to show you where the filter is. I've already been under there. Well, I'll show you more, I guess, when I get in there. So it's on the opposite side of the tractor as this. Let me try to show you a little bit before I climb under there. The filters are actually, both of them are side by side, and you can see the side of the one right there. So they're right here underneath this side of the tractor. And I'm going to take you in the other way so I can show it to you a little clearer. Hi, buddy. You come to help? Alright, that's Peanut, by the way. Say hi, Peanut. Alright, let me show you where this is. Let's see if I can... The two filters are side by side, right there. This is the HST filter. This is the hydraulic filter. We're not touching this one today, only this one. So you can see this clamp here. I've already taken it loose. There's another one just like it right here. I'm gonna take it loose as well so that I can get these hydraulic lines out of my way so I don't make a huge mess. I don't know how much oil we're gonna get out of here when we do this, so let me see if I can get you set up here to where you can see, and I can still get in here to do what I need to do. Alright, that should work. Alright, let me go around and get back under there. Okay, so as I said, I've already taken this clamp loose. There's just a bolt that hangs down through with a nut on the bottom of it. It's a lock washer, or a lock nut, I'm sorry. So it was a little bit stiff coming off. I'm gonna take this other one out as well. Bad thing about a lock washer, lock nut, is you gotta use the socket till just about the very end. Alright, I got it. There's a washer with it. Make sure you don't drop it and lose it. Alright, so I got that off of there. Take that clamp down and out of there. Not sure. Should tuck this up out of my way. Ouch. Well, we might not get it out of our way, but still, either way, it's a little easier now. Alright, now I've got a filter wrench here that I bought from the Kubota dealer. Changing oil and stuff in the cars. Okay, so, as I was saying, I bought the filter wrench from the Kubota dealership. I actually already got under here and busted this loose because I wasn't sure how hard it was going to be. But it's not horrible. So I got it nice and loose now. I do have my other filter ready to go. That's the Kubota filter that I gave you the model number for. It does say right on it, HST filter. So I don't know what's going to happen here. I don't know if we're going to get a bunch of oil coming out or not. So I've got the filter here on standby, ready to roll. I've already lubed up the O-ring on it. I've got the pan under here, and yeah, we're gonna get some. So I'm just gonna kind of let it. I'm hoping that it'll
slow itself down and not be a disaster. It's not the easiest place to get into, so I kind of wanted to be cautious and see what happens. I didn't want to have oil just spurting out and not be able to see what I'm doing to get the new one back in. It looks like it's slowing down here, so hopefully it looks like it's just about stopped. So I'm gonna loosen it up here a little more. Doesn't look like I'm really getting anything more. Might be a fun spot to get the new filter up in there and lined up. This long threads up there. There it comes. Okay, so yeah, we don't have much oil coming out at all. I can actually surprisingly see very clearly up through there. I wasn't sure if I would be able to. Kind of clean everything off while I'm in here. And then we'll go ahead and screw the new filter on. It says to hand tighten, and then I believe it says 1 additional turn. So, which is, you're gonna have to read them. I know it's just a common sense thing typically with the filter, but you know, the last one we did, I think the engine oil specifically said do a half a turn after you get the hand tighten. So this might be interesting. Not sure that doesn't help that my hands are extremely greasy. There we go. Got it on there now. And it spins on real freely. And there, it's just about, it's hard to say if it's hand tight because my hands are so slippery, but I'm just going to kind of use my judgment here. That's pretty tight. Not bad. I think we'll go ahead and move the pan out of the way, finish cleaning here. And then I'm gonna try to put this filter wrench back on. It's not wanting to catch either because it's so oily. Well, I'm gonna get something under here to get that cleaned off, and then we'll make sure it's nice and tight. And then we'll run the tractor and make sure it's not leaking. I think I've got it pretty tight at this point. So let me see what I can do. Alright, I'm gonna start the tractor up and we're gonna see what happens. And if we got a leak, then we'll have to tighten it up a little bit more. And if not, we'll know we're good to go. I'm gonna wait to put these straps back on until I've made sure that I don't have any leaks and I don't have to get back in here with the filter wrench. But okay, that's it. I'm gonna turn the camera off and then I'll turn it back on and tell you how everything turned out.
Okay, I wasn't even thinking about this when I was under the tractor, but we've got to put some Super UDT hydraulic fluid in the tractor to replace what came out with the filter. So I'm going to do that now. I'm just going to add a little bit and then check it. Not the easiest place to get into. And this is what the cap looks like where you're putting the hydraulic fluid into. I'm gonna take the funnel out of here so that I can get to the dipstick. And set it down there. Dipstick's right next to it. And I have not run the tractor yet. It looks like it's right there at the upper mark. It's really hard to tell with this because it's so clear. I'm going to go ahead and put the cap back in. So that's what that looks like. Just that rubber hook right there. And then right next to it's the dipstick. So I'm going to go ahead and fire the tractor up here. And then we'll check it again. Okay, so we finished putting fluid in. I let the tractor just run for about 10 minutes. I think we're good. I don't see any leaks at all anywhere with any of the filters or any of the plugs or anything that we've done throughout the 50-hour maintenance. One thing I wanted to do that I have not done is there's a screen in front of the radiator, and looks like we might need to add some antifreeze as well. The mechanic said to make sure we keep that blown out. Again, we have to remove this panel to get in there. Set that over here. And then there's a little spring that you just pull out of the way here, and this slides right out. And you can actually see all the junk and dirt in it. I'm just going to grab the air hose and spray this off. And then I'm gonna get in here and spray all this out. I'm told that the Kubotas are notorious for overheating and cracking heads. So from what I'm told, you don't want to mess around with not cleaning this regularly. And I don't remember exactly how often it wants you to clean it, but it's in the owner's manual. I think it might be more than every 50 hours. It might be every 10 hours. And honestly, I think that the mechanic recommended that I just do it when I'm done mowing, since I use mine to mow with. So that's that. And wanted to share with you the 2 bolts that I took off for the clamps when I was doing the HST filter. Was a 12mm socket. I think that's about it. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments. Like our videos, ask all the questions you have. I may or may not have answers for you. I think that's it. So I'll try to do a video here shortly of the putting on and off of the implements. I know people have asked about that, so we'll try to get to that. And if you have any, I guess like I said, if you have any other questions, feel free to ask. All right, we'll see you later.